Imagine a world shrouded in shadows, where every alleyway is home, and every night is a battle for survival. This is the world of our protagonist, a homeless man, navigating the unforgiving labyrinth of urban life. Every day, he awakens to the harsh light of dawn, his bed a patch of cold concrete, his blanket a threadbare coat. His mornings are spent rummaging through trash bins for sustenance, his afternoons in quiet solitude, watching the world pass him by. He is a ghost in the bustling city, unseen, unnoticed, surviving on the fringes. Over time, he's learned to adapt, to weather the storm. The city streets have become his wilderness, the shadows his refuge. He's mastered the art of invisibility, slipping through the cracks of society, unnoticed, untraced. But as the sun sets, the true test of survival begins. In this world, he believes he stands alone. But little does he know, he's being watched. As the city sleeps, he feels a chill run down his spine, an eerie sensation of being watched. It's not just the biting cold of the unforgiving streets, nor the usual prickle of unease that comes with living on society's fringes. This is different, more intense, an ominous feeling that something is lurking in the shadows, observing his every move. He starts to notice subtle signs, the rustling of newspapers in the silence of the night, a can rolling across the pavement with no wind to push it, the sense of an unseen presence just around the corner. The city seems to hold its breath, the usual hum of life replaced by an unnatural stillness. The alleyways are no longer just a maze of concrete and graffiti, they start to feel like a labyrinth, each turn leading him deeper into the unknown. His heart pounds in his chest as he picks up the pace, his worn-out shoes echoing through the deserted streets. A flicker of movement in the corner of his eyes, a silhouette that disappears as soon as he turns his head. The faceless beings are unseen, yet their presence is felt in every shadow, every whisper of the wind. They are there, lurking, watching, always just out of sight. The shadows seem to move, whispering secrets that he can't comprehend. His world is no longer just about survival. It has become a chilling game of hide and seek where he is the prey. Night after night, the feeling intensifies. He sees them, figures without faces lurking in the darkness. The first encounter is as surreal as it is unsettling. One moment he's alone, the next he's not. They're there, emerging from the obscurity as if they are born from the shadows themselves. Their presence is quiet, almost eerily so, a silence that seems to swallow all other sounds around them. The faceless beings are elusive, their forms flickering in and out of existence like an old film reel. They move in ways that seem to defy the very laws of physics, sometimes appearing to be solid, other times as if they were nothing more than a wisp of smoke. They are neither here nor there, existing in a state of being that is both and neither at the same time. Their movements are as unnerving as their appearance. They seem to glide rather than walk, their bodies moving with an unnatural grace that is as mesmerizing as it is disturbing. They come close, but they never touch, always maintaining a distance like a predator observing its prey. Yet, despite their chilling presence, they remain silent. No words, no sounds, nothing but the deafening silence that seems to envelop them. It's as if they communicate in a language that's beyond human comprehension, a silent dialogue that only they understand. But the most unsettling thing about them is their facelessness. Where a face should be, there's nothing, a blank canvas devoid of any features. No eyes to see, no mouth to speak, no nose to breathe. Yet they seem to see him, to know him, to understand him in ways that he can't comprehend. Fear grips him, but curiosity pushes him forward. He wants to know who they are, what they want. He wants to understand the meaning of their silent presence, to decipher the silent dialogue that they seem to share. But most of all, he wants to understand why they are here, why they have chosen him. The encounters in the dark continue, each one more unsettling than the last, each one drawing him deeper into the enigma of the faceless beings. He doesn't know where this path will lead him, but he knows he has no choice but to follow it. These beings, without faces, without identities, they're like nothing he's ever seen. They're enigmas, hiding in the shadows, haunting his every step. They're not like us. They're different, otherworldly. Yet they're drawn to this lone, homeless man as though he's a beacon in their faceless world. As he navigates his way through the labyrinth of the city's dark alleyways, he can't help but ponder on the nature of these faceless beings. He finds himself tangled in a web of theories, each more terrifying than the last. He wonders, are these specters of the past? Could they be the lost souls of those who once walked these very streets, now trapped in an endless loop of despair? Or perhaps they are demons, malevolent entities from the depths of the netherworld, drawn to the vulnerability of a lone human soul. He even considers a more chilling possibility. Could these faceless beings be manifestations of his own fears, his own guilt, his own regrets? Are they the embodiment of all the things he's run away from, all the things he's lost, all the things he can't face? The thought sends shivers down his spine. It's a terrifying thought to think that our own demons can take on such a tangible form. But they're more than just shadows, more than just illusions. They interact with him, they watch him, they follow him. Their presence is palpable, their silence deafening. They're not just in his mind, they're real. And that's what frightens him the most. There's a certain sense of desperation in his attempts to understand them. He's not just trying to make sense of his situation, he's trying to make sense of his existence, of his place in the universe. In the face of the unknown, he's forced to confront his deepest fears, to question his beliefs, to challenge his perceptions of reality. He decides to confront them, a decision that will change everything. It's not just about survival anymore. It's about understanding, about seeking answers, about finding closure. As he prepares for the inevitable confrontation, he can't help but feel a strange sense of anticipation, because in the end, the scariest thing isn't the unknown, it's the fear of the unknown, and he's ready to face it, head on. Armed with nothing but his courage, he steps into the shadows, ready to face the unknown. As the darkness envelops him, his heart pounds in his chest like a drum echoing through the hollow emptiness. The fear is palpable, a living entity that clings to him, as tangible as the chilling cold of the night. Yet beneath that fear, there is a spark of determination, a stubborn will refusing to be extinguished. He is a man of the street, accustomed to the harsh realities of life. But what he faces now is beyond the realm of the ordinary. The faceless beings, unknown and mysterious, are an anomaly, a disruption in the patterns of his world. But he's resolved to confront them, to face this inexplicable terror head-on. The confrontation is not a battle of fists or weapons, it's a battle of wills, a test of courage. He stands there in the darkness, his breath misting in the frigid air, his heart pounding like a wild drum. There's a silence, a dreadful quiet that seems to swallow all sound, making the world around him seem unreal, haunted. Then they are there, the faceless beings. They emerge from the shadows, their presence more felt than seen. Fear courses through him, a primal instinct warning him of danger. But he stands his ground, his determination unwavering. The faceless beings circle him, their formless shapes shifting in the dark. He doesn't know what they want, or why they've chosen him. But he knows he cannot run, cannot hide. His survival instinct, honed by years on the street, kicks in. He faces them, his courage a beacon in the darkness. Then the unexpected happens. The faceless beings retreat. They melt back into the shadows, leaving him alone. His courage, his determination has won this confrontation. He breathes a sigh of relief, the tension leaving his body. In the silence of the night, he realizes he is not alone, and perhaps he never was. His confrontation with the faceless beings has shown him a new strength within himself, a bravery he never knew he possessed. And with that realization, he steps into a new dawn, forever changed. He wakes up the next day, not in his alleyway, but somewhere different, somewhere unfamiliar. A wave of confusion washes over him as he takes in his surroundings. No longer are there the cold, hard bricks he usually woke up against, replaced instead by an odd, alien landscape. His heart pounds in his chest like a drum, echoing his fear and disorientation. He steps tentatively on the strange ground beneath his feet, a mixture of curiosity and dread knotting in his stomach. His eyes dart around, searching for something, anything that might look familiar. But there's nothing. Just him and this new world. His mind races as he tries to piece together what happened. The last thing he remembers is the chilling encounter with those faceless beings. Could they be responsible for this? The thought sends a shiver down his spine. Slowly, the man starts to realize the gravity of his situation. His interaction with the faceless beings wasn't just a simple meet and greet. No, it was a doorway, an entrance into a different reality. A reality where he is the alien, the outsider. He can't help but feel a sense of dread creeping upon him. His mind is filled with questions, each one more disturbing than the last. What is this place? What happened last night? And most importantly, where are the faceless beings now? This new reality presents a haunting uncertainty, leaving him and us wondering what fate has in store for him. Y'all, we're wrapping up here, but don't you go anywhere just yet. Show some love, hit that like button. Fancy more content like this? Go on, subscribe and let that bell icon ring so you won't miss a beat. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, sharing is caring. Until next time, stay tuned.